Morgan Housel begins The Psychology of Money by emphasizing that managing money is not just about knowledge or intellect, but about behavior. Financial decisions are deeply influenced by emotions, biases, and experiences. The book aims to address how our relationship with money, which is shaped by personal history and individual psychology, can determine financial outcomes far more than traditional financial knowledge, such as investing techniques or economic theories. Housel opens the book with the idea that people's decisions about money often seem irrational when viewed from the outside, but they make perfect sense from the person's perspective. Each person has a unique background and life experiences that shape how they think about money. The key takeaway here is that there is no single right way to handle money. Decisions about money are deeply personal and subjective, shaped by individual history and circumstances. Key concept: financial decisions are influenced by personal experiences. Example: the same financial decision may look different to a person raised during the Great Depression compared to someone who grew up during a time of economic prosperity. In this chapter, Housel explains the critical role that luck and risk play in financial outcomes. People often take credit for their success, but luck, good or bad, plays a huge role. Similarly, risk is an unavoidable part of life. Housel argues that both factors are often overlooked or underestimated in financial discussions. The best investors and entrepreneurs often get credit for their skills, but much of their success is due to external factors that are outside their control. Key concept: success often involves a combination of luck and skill, while failure is frequently a result of risk, which can be out of one's control. Example: a successful entrepreneur who has built a thriving business might have done so not only because of their skill, but also because they were in the right place at the right time. Housel explores the idea that many people's relationship with money is driven by the need for more wealth, more status, more possessions. However, this endless desire often leads to dissatisfaction. When people pursue more money than they need for their happiness or security, they often lose sight of what truly matters in life. The chapter encourages readers to think about what enough means for them. Key concept: the pursuit of more money can lead to less satisfaction if it is driven by an insatiable desire for wealth or status. Example: a person might earn a significant income but still feel discontented because they are comparing themselves to others who are wealthier. One of the book's most important lessons is the power of compounding, both in finance and in life. Housel argues that the most successful investors and wealthy individuals didn't necessarily have the best returns or make the best investments. They benefited from time and compounding, where small, consistent actions and decisions accumulate over decades, leading to extraordinary results. Key concept: compounding is a powerful force that requires time, patience, and consistency. It is not just about big wins, but about consistent, long-term growth. Example: Warren Buffett's success is largely attributed to his ability to make long-term investments and let the power of compounding work in his favor. Chapter 5: Getting Wealthy versus Staying Wealthy. In this chapter, Housel discusses the difference between getting wealthy and staying wealthy. Getting wealthy often requires taking risks, making bold moves, and seizing opportunities. Staying wealthy, on the other hand, requires discipline, patience, and risk management. Often, people who are skilled at accumulating wealth don't have the temperament needed to preserve it over the long term. Key concept: the skills required to accumulate wealth are often different from the skills needed to preserve wealth. Example: entrepreneurs might take large risks to grow their business, but when it comes to preserving wealth, they need to become more cautious, diversifying their investments and managing risks. Chapter 6: Tails, You Win. This chapter discusses the importance of outliers, the tail events that drive large portions of our financial outcomes. Most of life is made up of ordinary events, but a few extraordinary moments, whether positive or negative, have an outsized impact on wealth. Housel compares financial success to a long tail. A few massive events, like the sale of a company, winning a high-stakes investment, or surviving a recession, can define long-term outcomes. Key concept: success is driven by a small number of extraordinary events, and not everything in life is normal or predictable. Example: Most successful entrepreneurs' wealth comes from a handful of key events, such as one successful product launch or business exit. Chapter 7: Freedom. The pursuit of wealth, according to Housel, should ultimately be about the freedom it provides. The greatest benefit of money, he argues, is the ability to control your time. People often forget that the real value of wealth is the flexibility it gives them to live life on their own terms, whether it's by spending more time with family, choosing work that is meaningful, or enjoying leisure activities. Key concept: money's real value comes from the freedom it provides, not from accumulating more wealth or status. Example: Housel contrasts people who work in high-stress, high-paying jobs for the sake of money with those who prioritize time and autonomy. Chapter 8: Man in the Car Paradox. Housel discusses the idea that people often work hard to buy things to impress others, but in reality, those things are rarely noticed or appreciated by others. For example, buying a luxury car might be an attempt to show off wealth, but most people are more focused on their own lives than they are on admiring others' possessions. Housel urges readers to consider whether their purchases are truly for their own happiness or are driven by the desire to impress others. Key concept: we often buy things to signal status, but those signals are often unnoticed or unappreciated by others. Example: buying a luxury car to impress others may not yield the satisfaction expected because people are more interested in their own lives than in admiring your possessions. In this chapter, Housel explains that real wealth is often invisible. While people often equate wealth with flashy displays of luxury, true wealth is often built through saving, investing, and living below one's means. The richest people might not appear wealthy because they choose to live modestly and save rather than flaunt their wealth. Key concept: true wealth is built quietly, often through saving and investing, not through visible displays of wealth. Example: the wealthiest individuals often don't flaunt their wealth in public, and their savings and investments are often hidden. Housel stresses the importance of saving over earning or investing. While earning more and investing wisely are important, saving consistently is often the most reliable way to build wealth. Many people focus too much on earning or investing and not enough on simply saving money and living below their means. Key concept: saving is the most dependable way to build wealth, and living below your means is often more important than high earnings. Example: a person who saves consistently over the years can build significant wealth even without earning a large salary or making high-risk investments. Chapter 11: Reasonable, Rational. This chapter is about balancing financial decisions with emotional well-being. Housel argues that it is often better to make reasonable financial decisions based on what makes you feel comfortable, rather than purely rational decisions based on economic theory. Financial success isn't just about maximizing returns. It's about finding a balance between risk and reward that aligns with your personal goals and peace of mind. Key concept: reasonable decisions, which account for your personal feelings and comfort, can often lead to better long-term outcomes than purely rational decisions based on theory. Example: a person might choose a less risky investment strategy that yields lower returns but gives them more peace of mind, which could be more satisfying than pursuing high-risk ventures. Chapter 12: The Seduction of Pessimism. People tend to be more influenced by negative news than positive news. Housel explains that pessimism is seductive because it feels more urgent and immediate. However, this negative bias can lead people to make poor financial decisions based on fear rather than on long-term reasoning. Key concept: people are more influenced by pessimism and fear than by optimism, even though the future is usually more optimistic than people realize. Example: economic recessions or market downturns often lead people to make panic-driven decisions, even though history shows that markets tend to recover over time. Chapter 13: The End. The final chapter reflects on the fact that we cannot predict the future. Financial markets, like life, are uncertain, and no one can accurately forecast outcomes. Housel urges readers to build a financial life that is resilient to uncertainty and to understand that the future is unpredictable. Key concept: the future is uncertain, and financial plans should account for unpredictability. Example: rather than trying to predict the next market crash or boom, it's better to build a diversified, resilient financial portfolio. The Psychology of Money offers timeless lessons on the emotional and psychological aspects of money. Housel encourages readers to focus on the principles of patience, discipline, and perspective. He stresses that financial success is often less about making high-stakes moves. It's more about consistency, saving, and avoiding common pitfalls. These pitfalls include the desire for more wealth, status, or unnecessary risk.